I can't believe it, powder coat is coming off. Now I know why Mabette is no longer making these side steps. Powder coat's coming off. Check it out. This is kind of happening to my front step, which I step in and out of it a lot. The back step, we've already got some chipping there as well, which doesn't really get used all that often. Mine was the worst of all of them. I mean, I get in and out of mine all the time. Sometimes I'm by myself, and obviously I'm driving all the time. So yeah, that is one reason that mine's probably wearing the quickest. But at the off-road park in Attica, Indiana at the Badlands, you know, it just got a little bit worse because I left the steps on. So it probably didn't help. They were probably getting scraped a little bit, but needless to say, I think that's why Mabette probably quit making them. Maybe they just couldn't get a good powder coater. So we're going to take it upon ourselves. We're going to strip these guys down and get to some prismatic powder to redo these, and follow us along and we'll show you what we're using and show you the results. So let's get started. All right, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my driver's side step here, and I've already started working on this. As you can see, I've taken my little sandblaster gun. I've got some baking powder in there so I don't upset anybody in the neighborhood that I'm sandblasting right over there, just off of our driveway. I don't want anybody getting upset that I'm using sand and it's getting everywhere, but at least the baking powder is biodegradable. It'll just basically dissolve once it rains, things like that. It doesn't hurt anything. And it's easy on these steps. I do believe they are made of aluminum, it looks like. So we're gonna strip them down so we can get down to that bare aluminum, and then get to putting an epoxy primer on them that will be from Prismatic as well. And then we'll use one of their powders, which is actually one that got suggested to me by their technical group. They said that's good for using on things like skid plates and that, so I figured the steps would be another great place to try it out. Let's see how it performs. First, let's get these stripped down, and then we'll get to spraying down the epoxy and then put down the black. So far I've done one coat of zinc primer is what we need to put down for a base on this. So got it hanging upside down here, as you can see. Monk's over there standing trying to block the sun for me, but I might do one more spray of the zinc primer and then we'll put a color on this, which I'm kind of excited to show you, so hang tight. Well, looking at it, we've just got done with the primer. I did a third coat and I'm holding it up here, so hopefully everything's coming pretty well through. I'm just hoping that my little holders don't really leave too much of a line. So we're going to put on this next color. Let me show you what we've got. So what we're going to be using is a prismatic powder color. It's called Caveman Black. The reason I chose it is it's supposed to be a really durable powder coat. It's really used for skid plates and things like that, differential covers, things that might take some abuse. So I'm figuring with these, you know, steps, they're going to get stepped on a lot. So I'm hoping this is going to be a really good use of it. So we're going to put it on. I'll let it bake for just a little bit and kind of get a little glossy, and then we'll go back and put a second coat on and then cure it fully. So let's get started. Now, one thing to know, I am using that Eastwood dual voltage, the PCS 250 on this. Kind of see it down there. But one thing that happened was I've got my dryer here, but I lost my regulator. The gun fell off the bench and broke this tip off in the regulator itself. So yeah, so I had to just kind of pivot, and we're just trying it with this and trying to regulate the pressure just by off of the air compressor there. I've turned it down about as low as I can, and then just lightly squeezing the trigger just to get just enough going, and hopefully the current just brings it to the step then. Well, we've got it in the oven here. We'll let it get a little glossy, and then we'll pull her out and do one more coat and do the final cure. It'll be interesting. I've never used this color powder before, so I'm looking forward to seeing what Caveman Black looks like. So, yeah, give it some time here and we'll get her back out. Well, you can kind of see so far, Caveman Black is kind of a satin black. It's got a little bit of what looks like, you know, almost like metal flake to it. It's kind of, I guess, sparkly for best way to describe it. So I'm hoping that's kind of what gives you some grip, I'm hoping. So we're going to let it cool now after this, and we'll put that second coat on and then do a full cure on it and see how it goes. Yeah, now I'm really interested in seeing what this looks like, at least the color anyway, fully cured, and to see if it has a texture to it, because that really makes me excited to get the other steps done too. I'm going to attempt to film and powder coat at the same time, so hopefully this goes pretty well. Here we go. Well, I think that'll do it for now. Let's see how this turns out. We'll do a full cure at this point. We'll see what the end product looks like and what the color looks like. Well, here it is, Caveman Black. I think it came out really well. It looks like it has a little bit of a texture to it, but it really came out pretty flat, really. I do have a couple spots. It's kind of hard to show you, but you can see right there of where I had the little hangers at. Because I had it hanging upside down. The reason I had it hanging upside down like this was to fit in this little oven. I needed to get this taller part on top. So that's the reason you saw me spraying this upside down. But really overall, I think what I was looking for, I got out of this. I do like this color, this Caveman Black. And, you know, over the next months, years, we'll see how well it holds up. It just, yeah, I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, but I am not a professional powder coater, so it just drives me crazy when I have little imperfections like that. Trying to do the best job I can, but really like it. Yeah, prismatic powders, Caveman Black. Now we'll just see how it holds up. I would say the biggest thing is prep on this thing. Get as much of the old powder coat off as possible. I did have a thin layer of their primer on it, but yeah, it really just took a little bit of blasting to get all of it off. And then, you know, after that, just making sure it's as clean as possible, using whatever cleaner you might use for it. Do as good of a job as you can. I still had some of their powder coat on the bottom here, so I wanted to make sure I kind of really got it covered up well with the primer. So I think it, again, came out really well. Everything looks like it laid pretty flat. I don't see any kind of runs, bubbles, things like that. Got a few down in here, but that might be just from the very first run that they did. But yeah, you can kind of see some discoloration here from the powders and that. But again, that's on the bottom. Here's my biggest one. You can kind of see the two different colors there. I think I got down to the substrate on one section. The other part is the old powder coat. But again, happy with me being a novice amateur at powder coating and doing this out of my garage with the Eastwood dual voltage and a Black & Decker oven. So hey, sure do appreciate you watching this video about the powder coating I'm doing out of my garage just for our Bronco. It's just kind of fun that you can fix the things on your own vehicle with just a little determination and a little bit of, you know, trying something new that you've never done before. But I'm not a professional, but I'm glad I tried it and it came out pretty well. So Thanks for watching, and if you're not a subscriber, we'd love for you to be a subscriber, so hit that subscribe button down below. And as always, have a blessed day. Bye.